Hi, Michael Hurwicz here for CreativeCow.net with a review of Digimation's archive and model bank library. And these are both collections of 3D models. The archive has 16,504 models in the Titanium edition, 10,054 models in the Platinum edition, all in the OBJ format. And the model bank library has 1,200 models in the 3DS format. So both of these, 3DS and OBJ, can be used by a wide variety of 3D programs and even some 2D programs that have 3D capabilities like Photoshop. 3DS is actually not supported out of the box by Maya. You have to go to the area on the Autodesk.com site and download the bonus tools and install those in Maya. And then you'll see this bonus tools menu appear in the upper right. And then you have to go to Window, Preferences, Plugin Manager, and enable the 3DS download. And the bonus tools are use at your own risk. They're not supported by Autodesk. And people have had problems installing the bonus tools on Windows 7 64-bit. It would be better if the model bank library came in the OBJ format, because that would be supported natively by both Maya and 3ds Max. I did have a few technical problems. When I tried to install the archive on a Windows XP machine, I just got an eternal loading screen. I exchanged a few emails with Digimation's tech support, but I finally just gave up and installed it on a Windows 7 machine. I also encountered one situation where a model was the wrong model, and Digimation emailed me the correct model. Both of these collections have a definite tendency towards the retro. So for example, this double-decker bus, Wikipedia tells me that this particular model was popular in London in the 50s. And the Bondwell computers that they have in this collection went out of business in the 80s. There's also a tendency towards the European. So you're more likely to find a Leyland or a Volvo truck than, say, a GMC or a Mack truck. Street signs, gasoline station signs, speed limit signs, all of these are more likely to be European than American. And I'm showing these examples from the model bank library, but the same tendency is there in the archive. But there are also many American models as well, for example the Union Pacific coal car. One question that occurs to me on this is whether there are any issues around the use of a trademark like that in a commercial project. Both these collections are great for old cars. So if you're looking for a 1937 Jaguar or what looks like the first Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost ever made, this would be a pretty likely place to look. And these models are very detailed and beautifully and very realistically textured. If you use just a couple of these models, the time you'd save in modeling would probably pay for the whole collection if you need very realistic and very realistically textured models like this. These tend to be very high-res models, which is basically good, but in some cases you may want to optimize them or work through a proxy in order to work most efficiently. I'll also mention that the models that you don't get in the Platinum edition of the archive and that you do get in the Titanium edition are the higher res models and also the more expensive models. It looks like models above $300 are those that are left out of the Platinum edition. You can tell the ones that you don't get, by the way, because they're in black in the list on the left, while the ones that you do get are in blue. The models are not rigged for animation. So the models that you might want to animate, such as the animals or the humans, it's always an open question how well they might fit your animation needs or how easy they would be to rig. So because of that, these collections are especially good for things that you don't need to animate. Things like architecture, furniture, various kinds of objects, the types of things that you might use for scene decoration. Again, the furniture is more likely to look like it came from the villa of an Italian count than from IKEA, let's say. The array of aircraft is absolutely astonishing. I guess this reflects the work that Digimation has done in flight simulation for the armed services. In many ways, Digimation really has its act together on these CDs. The search function and the way they categorize all the models really makes it easy to use the CDs. The archive in particular has just an amazing number of objects in it. I've already mentioned airplanes. That includes military and civilian, old and new, helicopters, even a blimp or two, a wide variety of control panels for airplanes. You can get bones, limbs and organs, both artificial and natural. Various body parts, fetuses, feet, all kinds of heads. Lots of animals, both modern and ancient, insects, mammals, fish, reptiles, birds, polar bears, praying mantises, a pterodactyl, rhinos, dinos, and spiders. And one last thing I want to mention, there's no upgrade path from platinum to titanium for the archive. So if you want the titanium version, you just have to buy it outright. So I hope this has been helpful to you, and I encourage you to go check out the other reviews, articles, and forums at creativecow.net.